So if I do that, okay. Perfect. There we go. Okay, now we're on. Welcome everybody to another edition of Off and Pacing Live. I am your host, Ray Catolo of North American Harness Update. We want to apologize first off for the late running of this broadcast, as we had some technical mishaps from when we ran our episode of North American Harness Update last Friday off of this same machine, and some settings were out of wonk, but we just got them resolved. We're 30 seconds away from one of the feature races we're going to be talking about tonight, which is the Camfella Stakes, that year-long stakes event for the 3-year-old pacers. Well, I mean, they're all pacers, really, but for the 3-year-olds, this is the $400,000 consolation for the Colts that's coming up. We got 10 horses coming here, 15 seconds to go. Can't really get too in-depth into it, but then our main focuses on this broadcast this evening will be the $1 million finals of the Camfella Stakes for the fillies right after this, and the Camfella Stakes for the Colts. For now, they are lining up for the Camfella consolation. Field of 10 is off and pacing. Come to Blaze from the center, fires out for the front. Inside, Joe Lightning, and emerging from between horses, PLR Bobo up towards second as they move on to that first turn. It's Joe Lightning leading the way, parked out past that first eighth by PLR Bobo. Then on the outside, YG Mitchember in third, moving towards that first turn. Back fourth to the inside, Blazin' Jujube. Fifth comes Marky Boy in front of our Maestro sixth. Seventh, then Survive a Fire. Back to Come to Blaze, relegated to 8th. 9th, The Dark is Colorful. And last of all, Dank Biltmore. First quarter, 25-3. Moving into the backstretch, Joe Lightning has cleared the top. YG Mitchember parked out, now matching strides of the leader, trying to advance past, take the lead, coming to 3/8. Inside third, PLR Bobo. Outside, moving from the back, uncovered, comes Survive a Fire. On his back is, The Dark is Colorful second over. Third up, then, our Maestro as they come onto that halfway point in 53-2, 27-4 that second quarter. YG Mitchember cleared the lead, moving to that far turn. Outside, Survive a Fire, a half length in front now, a length in front, moving to clear the lead around that final turn. The Dark is Colorful, now uncovered, first over, pacing third, matching strides with YG Mitchember to the inside. Joe Lightning's boxed in, shuffled to fourth, second over, then our Maestro, back to PLR Bobo, locked in sixth, seventh to the outside, Dank Biltmore, 3 wide now, our Maestro past 3 quarters, 120-4, top of the stretch, Survive a Fire, in front, outside, The Dark is Colorful, inside, YG Mitchember looks for room, deeper on the track comes Joe Lightning, YG Mitchember trying to get out, but Survive a Fire to the 8th pole, holds the lead. Joe Lightning is pacing up late, with the outside, our Maestro, Joe Lightning takes the front, Joe Lightning takes the Camfella Colts consolation from Survive a Fire, and our Maestro in 146-2. There we go. All right, that was the Camfella consolation for the Colts. Joe Lightning for the High Standard Stable, winning their 46-2. Let's get a closer look at that before we get into the filly final of the Camfella Stakes, and I take a sip of my caffeinated beverage. Caffeine. That's how some people describe coffee. So let's see here as I load up my handy-dandy program on the Off and Pacing app, which, by the way, if you're watching this and you don't have this app, if you look at the little handy-dandy graphic on your screen right now, you can, in fact, download this game on the App Store and on Google Play. If you happen to have both Apple and Google, you can download it for both devices, and then do whatever you want from there. You can run the same stable off of multiple devices, but you also have an Android and an iPhone. That's I think illegal in some states. But anyway, Joe Lightning, a winner of 32 races and 96 starts for the High Standard Stable, has over $1 million in earnings, and that 46-2 looks to be that matches his lifetime best set in the Camfella Stakes. So Joe Lightning and the High Standard Stable, congratulations on your final win. Well, it's not your final win. I'm sure there's many more wins to come with Joe Lightning, but your win in the consolation, that didn't make any sense away, because that was the consolation win in the Camfella consolation. Words are flowing now onto the Camfella Stakes final for the fillies. We got 10 lining up here. Inside, KB Conway, a horse that, of course, is bred by not Kyle Burton, really? Really? Oh, that's right, because Kyle bought this horse, and then he sold this horse, and now she races for Derek Givner off a lifetime best 45-4 performance over at Eagle Downs. Eagle Downs, though, bit of a fast track. That number could be just a little bit inflated, just a teensy-weensy bit, but she is a fast horse. I've seen those bars. Those bars, they're bars. She's also earned $4 million coming up on that's confusing. I should be on right now. I should be on now. I'm on now, right? I should be on now. I think I'm on now. I should be on now. I am on now. I should be on. I should be on. Why am I not? What? Am I not on? Oh, no, I should be on. That makes sense. Okay. Whew. We get a little confused here sometimes. All right, so KB Conway to the inside. Earner $4 million. We have a lot of low-earning horses in here, though, such as Smooth Jewel, only earning $400,000, presumably mostly in the Camfella series. I mean, that has to be the case, or else she wouldn't be in the final. She's starting from post 3 here. Yeah, I didn't, I guess. Perfect. Everything is flowing. Just buttons were not pressed. Buttons are a problem of mine. But don't push mine. Smooth Jewel from post 3 has had a lot of bad posts. Has a mark of 46-3. Also, again, presumably here at Camfella. 117 races, 36 starts. Races for CC Inc. I'm assuming that's Corey Callahan. PLR, one of the super stables, has a horse here with PLR Niche, 146-2 mark. We'll go over $1 million in earnings if she can somehow pull out a win. She seems to be very, very, very front heavy. Although she came from off the pace to win an open over at Sydney Raceway last time out. That could be a sign of things are changing. That could be a sign of many other things. I don't know. From there, we have another $1 million earner towards the outside with Taking Chances. Has a mark of 46-2 again. Actually, no, 46-2 mark over at Sydney Raceway. Sydney Raceway is also a pretty fast track. One of the faster tracks you can race at over in the region of Australia, which, by the way, if you haven't moved yet, you still have a chance to move, so you get your free move at the beginning of next season. It's week 50, boys and girls, and other undisclosed choices. You got 2 weeks left, or 24 hours to decide if you want to move somewhere, and then realize, you know, Australia is kind of nice, but I want to go back to the great old country of Canada. It's not that old, actually. It's not as old as the United States of America. Or New Zealand, for that matter. New Zealand was a country way before countries even existed, and that's what it helps to be an island. So then, we have Taking Chances from post 6. Post 8, Kaikos, a horse racing for Money Stables, a winner of 28 races and 50 starts. A mark of 46. A lot of these horses have a mark of 46-2. Why can I not have a horse with a mark of 46-2? Zips Xavier had a mark of 46-4, and she could barely pace 46-2. Now she can barely pace at all. We may have to put her down. We don't know yet. 40 seconds to go here until the Camfella final for the fillies. And I gotta say many things. That's why I'm talking for the most part. But I also see a filly to the outside, the Force Awakens. 46-4 mark for Harris G stable, and I really like the fact that she's been racing over at Princeton Raceway and doing very well. Princeton Raceway is a hard track to get over, and she has miles of 48 and change going there, but she's definitely at a disadvantage from post 10. If there's a horse to really watch out for, though, KB Conway is just naturally fast, and she could get a setup from the inside, sit off the pace. Don Harmon, a very good driver choice for KB Conway if she's going to be stalking. But we're going to find out here who really is the best in the Camfella final for the fillies. As this field is off and pacing. From the center, Evening Star fires out. PLR Niche to her inside. Then coming out, KB Conway. In between them, Golden Legacy deeper on the track, Taking Chances. Parked out 5 wide past that first 8th. Behind them, Zoe Mayhew's pacing in 6th. 7th to the inside comes Smooth Jewel into that turn. 8th then Macy Mayhew. 9th comes Kaikos. 10th and last, the Force Awakens. As in front now, clearing the lead, PLR Niche through a 25-4 4 opening quarter. Circles to the cones. Now relegated to second as Evening Star moves to the outside, take the lead coming to that backstretch mark. Inside then, PLR Niche second. Outside comes Zoe Mayhew third, uncovered towards second, marching up to challenge the leader. Evening Star coming to that halfway point on her back then. Kite goes second over. Third over, taking chances. 2 lengths off the front. Basing now shuffled to sixth. Golden Legacy right behind her, KB Conway. Then it's back to Smooth Jewel, Macy Mayhew, and The Force Awakens. Look at that half. 52-3 coming into that far turn, a 26-3 clip set by Zoe Mayhew, who has the lead moving around that far turn. Off the rail, 3 wide. Here comes KB Conway, circling by horses, rallying up to take the lead as they come onto that 3/4 pole. KB Conway a narrow lead. Zoe Mayhew to the inside second. Outside between horses. Kite goes in third, 119 3/4. KB Conway has lost the lead inside. Zoe Mayhew battles on at the top of the stretch. Evening Star with room to pace. Now angles out and is trying to chase KB Conway coming to that 8th pole, but it's KB Conway in front. Golden Legacy towards the center, deeper on the track. Macy Mayhew. Macy Mayhew is flying down the center with The Force Awakens late. The Force Awakens overcomes post 10, swings to the far outside, and takes the Philly final from Macy Mayhew, Golden Legacy, and KB Conway. The Force Awakens 146-1. Well, there we had it with that horse from Princeton Raceway. Had to overcome post 10, did it with the most perfect setup as KB Conway made a bit of a premature move around that final turn, kind of got a little bit arrogant, a little full of herself. She thought she could make it, she ended up not being able to. She just couldn't do it. The backfield livened off that 119 clip with a 27 and change final quarter to close into. They were loaded. The Force Awakens, horses from Princeton Raceway that do well on Princeton Raceway, end up going on to be some of the best horses in the game. We have the Force Awakens winning the Camfella final. I also think of an old classic, a horse I called probably 2 months ago, Wall of Sleep, horse coming from Princeton Raceway as well. One more race to talk about here on the Off and Pacing broadcast. 5 minutes to go for the Camfella final for the Colts. Now these are Colts, traditionally the male horses within the horsey kingdom, but you don't need me to tell you that. You don't need me to tell you most things. However, I'm going to anyway. We look at this field. A couple of high earners. KB Difficult, another one for the Burton Stables. Perfect. Another horse for the Burton Stables. Another horse for the Burton Stables. Another horse for the Burton Stables. There we go. KB Difficult, winner of 10 races and 43 starts, now racing for Newmarket Stable. Kyle, I remember, went on a big selling spree. I'm curious how much he got for this horse. I don't know why I'm giving him so much press. Ooh, wow. He does not deserve all of that money. KB Difficult, a winner of, again, 10 races and 43 starts. His mark of 47-1. That's relatively slow for a Camfella finalist. But nonetheless, he's coming off a 6th place finish at Barrier Park. That's a decent effort. It's hard to get over those half-mile tracks. Even the best horses have a hard time, especially with outside posts. And he has a win in 47-2 in the Camfella Stakes 2 weeks ago. From there, 1.3 million earner for the Flying Gnomes Red Nip Veg Machine. Veggie Machine. Red Nip Veggie Machine. Okay, a winner of 27, has raced 104 times. This horse has raced every single week since being a 2-year-old. Has a mark of 45-3. Okay, that's dangerous, but that's probably from Hilltop Park. No, that's on a mile track. That's not from Hilltop Park. Maybe from Sydney Raceway. Hilltop Park, though, very fast track. I see he went 45-3 in a 3-year-old open there 2 weeks ago. And he's coming off a 10th place finish at Sydney Raceway. It seems like he got burned out on the lead, or chasing a lead of doing some kind. We have, looks like a horse out of Pigpen's Blanket, a famous horse from back in the Yonder days. Who calls them the Yonder days? That's correct. That's Top Dollar Pigpen, the 4, who has a mark of 46-3, has won 24 races in 97 starts, racing for Wilson Racing, not Wilson Racing LLC. That's apparently different. Has a mark of 46-3, coming off a 4th place finish at National Downs. From there, then those are the only $1 million earners. There's $2 million earners, Top Dollar Pigpen's extremely close. He's $1,000 away from breaking that threshold, so he just needs to finish 5th, at the very least, to make some money. Horses that could be millionaires. Iron's Easy Speed, the 1. Mark a 46-1 winner, 26 races and 87 starts, racing here for Stratton Racing, a purchase from Piontek Stable for, let's see, how much was this horse purchased for? $8.1 million. All right, okay. Where are people getting this money? Iron's Easy Speed with Anthony Butt in the bike. Anthony Butt, one of the top drivers over in the Australia circuit, entering off a 3rd place finish at Sydney Raceway in 47-3. Seems to just be hitting the board in most of his starts. Seems like he could be a player, but he definitely needs the setup. Mix it up. Ooh, this horse has been racing extremely well. Has 2 good wins. It's supposed to bad win. Like, it's bad when you win. Has 2 sharp efforts. Mix it up. That's what I was talking about. The 7 horse. Has 2 sharp efforts in the Cam Fella Stakes. Was 1 in 46-3 from post 6. Then overcame post 10 to win in 47-2. Now, with the post 7, that's not post 10 from last I've checked. Mixed Up is already popping out on the page for me. I would love to own this horse. I would think I'd be coming into this race in a great spot. CC Inc., you're coming into this race in a great spot. We got 1 minute to go. Dnieper for Rocket Racing. Winner of 32 races and 52 starts. Mark a 46-1. Has won a Cam Fella stake in 46-2. But seems to be very one-dimensional. Seems to be an on-the-lead type. And Marcus Miller, as far as I know, not really the type to send horses. But I don't. He can make his own decisions. He's his own man. The AI is alive. That's why you can't spell alive without AI. Other horses in here of note. I mean, they're all of note. And so I'll name them all. We got Iron's Easy Speed, KB Difficult, Red Nip Veggie Machine, Top Dollar Pigpen, No Jockey Needed, Damar Face, Mix It Up, Please Be the One, Dnieper, and Lego. Lego A, racing for the Transcendent Stable, bred by A1 since day one. And it's interesting too. We're so far into the game where now we have like these breeding operations. Like we have our own Hanover shoe farms and such within this game. But that's a digression. It's post time for the Cam Fella final for the Colts. They're lining up. They're in motion. They're off. And pacing, No Jockey Needed, is jockeying for position towards the center. In between horses now, as Damar Face out to challenge 3 wide. Inside, Red Nip Veggie Machine. Merging towards the inside, Iron's Easy Speed takes 4th. 5th then to the turn comes KB Difficult, parked out 6th, looking for a spot, Mix It Up to the rail. The inside, Top Dollar Pigpen, Mix It Up, parked out, as Damar Face swoops up, takes the lead from No Jockey Needed in 25-4. Moving around that first turn, coming to the backstretch, Damar Face leads, No Jockey Needed by a length. Back 3rd then, Red Nip Veggie Machine in front of Iron's Easy Speed 4th. 5th comes KB Difficult, parked out 6th, Mix It Up as they move to the backstretch. 7th then, Top Dollar Pigpen. 2nd over 8th comes Please Be the One. 9th Lego, and 10th and trailing Dnieper. Half mile bound, Damar Face leads the way, unchallenged as No Jockey Needed sits 2nd, 53 2/2. Soft clip, 27-3 for that second quarter. Moving into the far turn, out from the back, Dnieper's 3rd over. 3 wide now for Marcus Miller to circumvent, Mix It Up, stalled outside, moving around that turn. Now shuffled back, Please Be the One, as well as to the inside, KB Difficult, as here comes Dnieper, moving up to challenge Damar Face around that final turn, up within a length of the lead. Dnieper off the rail, Red Nip Veggie Machine tracks that move, 121 and change for 3/4, top of the stretch, Damar Face in front by a neck, outside Dnieper trying to overtake, inside No Jockey Needed looks for room, deeper on the track, Red Nip Veggie Machine Mix It Up to the center, but they're stalled as Dnieper holds the lead, inside Damar Face comes back, No Jockey Needed flies out, takes the lead, and wins the Cam Fella final over Red Nip Veggie Machine. Damar Face and Dnieper, a late rush from No Jockey Needed in 146-2. Well, that was that. That was the Cam Fella Stakes. The filly final taken by the Force Awakens, and now No Jockey Needed for owner AJP239. Mark of 46-2 wins the $1 million Cam Fella final for the Colts, pushing his earnings to over $1 8.1 million. On that note, thank you for joining us for this edition of Off and Pacing Live. Enjoy the rest of this racing season. Next season starts on Thursday on our calendar. If you're somehow on another planet observing this broadcast, please abide by whatever calendar it is that you have been dictated to use. We use the Caesarean calendar and also use the sections for when the babies can't come out sometimes. But maybe in Planet Zebulon you have the Zerbopulus calendar, and it operates on 20 Schmengel fling bombs, which fling bombs are relative to our weeks, but that's not for me to decide. I'm not going to be a physicist specifically for the reason that I'm not interested in that stuff. I am a horse person. I'm a person, not a horse. I'm not a person that's a horse, but I like horses. We'll go with that. I have been Ray Catolo. Catch me on North American Harness Update Fridays at 9 p.m. on SRN1,148.ca/1. You can find me on Twitter at Ray Catolo. You can find the game on Twitter at And Pacing. If you just started playing, be sure to follow the feed because there's usually a lot of auction alerts from varying stables, some discussions from varying stables, just the Off and Pacing Twitter account is this hub for any kind of interaction related to the game if you want to follow that. Or if you're just getting started, you can ask some of the pros. You can ask me. I'm Zingies. I can't promise I'm going to answer you because my notifications don't work. But if I see something, I'll say something. I'm that kind of guy. And of course, this community is also willing to absorb you into the community. I have been Ray Catolo. Thank you for joining us. This has been Off and Pacing Live. See you next season for whatever that is, or forever what it has to hold.